Let's start though with what I think was the biggest headline here, which is the lack of financial literacy among millennials. This is something that I thought would have gotten better because there's so much information out there on the internet, but not so much.
No, really not so much. I mean, what we've really found is only about 24% of the millennials out there are really able to just understand basics around financial literacy. And so understand mortgages and numeracy, some of the basic things. And 8%, which is very few people, know even something around inflation or risk diversification or any kind of the more sophisticated topics, but topics that are critical as they move through their careers and into adult life and families, et cetera. And so it was very alarming to know that even over the years where states have really mandated financial literacy training at least one course before students are graduating from high school, it hasn't changed behaviors. And so I think that was something that was troubling.
So what do you think is going on? Are people just in denial and just kind of thinking, well, if I just don't do anything, it'll work out?
Well, I think a couple things are happening. I think students are graduating from college with debt that they didn't think they had. And so here at the end of the day, they're suddenly realizing that here's the debt that I've accumulated and I have to start paying my student loans immediately. And they haven't necessarily sat down to say, okay, when I graduate, I'm going to have the debt from the first credit card that I got in college. I'm going to have to start paying off my student loans immediately. This is the career that I'm in. This is how much money I'm going to make. I'm going to now want to live in the same way that I lived with my parents. And so now I have rent to pay, I have my car to have, I have the gym membership, and they're all of a sudden realizing that it doesn't add up. And it's kind of the first time they're thinking of that, and so immediately they're trying to figure out how to get out of it.
Right, well, they're used to a certain lifestyle with their parents, and there's this sort of disconnect because they don't have the income in pretty much any case when they get out of school to live the way they're used to.
Right, and I think millennials also in such a good trait that they have live for the now, right? They live for the now, they live for the experiences that they want to have. And so they're really focused on what is that experience while I'm in it now versus necessarily thinking about what it's going to be 10, 15 years down the road.